Creating backyard habitat through the use of native and well-adapted plant species not only provides habitat, but also assists in reducing water use as well as the need for potentially harmful chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Texas Wildscapes, coordinated by Texas Parks and Wildlife, is one of the most popular and successful native habitat projects for commercial and residential landscapes. Texas Wildscapes is a habitat restoration and conservation plan for rural and urban areas. It enables Texans to contribute to wildlife conservation by developing wildlife habitats where they live, work, and play. Texas Wildscapes provide the essential ingredients for a variety of wildlife: food, water, shelter, and space. This is done by planting and maintaining native vegetation and well-adapted plant materials, installing bird baths and ponds, and creating structure. Feeders can supplement native vegetation but can never replace it. The goal is to provide places for birds, small mammals, and other wildlife to feed and drink, escape from predators, and raise their young. Creating a backyard habitat with native and well-adapted plants not only benefits wildlife, but it's less expensive and easier to maintain. These plants are typically more drought tolerant, so they need less water and care. Since these plants are also tolerant of native insects and diseases, they don't rely on potentially harmful chemical fertilizers and pesticides, thus reducing potential risks to the environment. Using native and well-adapted plants attracts a variety of wildlife. Hummingbirds, for example, are attracted to tubular flowers like salvia, coral honeysuckle, and cardinal flower. You can also attract songbirds to feast on agarita, beautyberry, or black cherry trees. Imagine sharing territory with wildlife and experiencing the thrill of seeing a creature in the wild without having to travel any further than your own backyard. By inviting wildlife to seek refuge on your property, you can enjoy and understand the role wildlife plays in your community. Attract wildlife by planting trees, shrubs, wildflowers, and grasses at your home, at school, or at work. It helps our wildlife and can be fun. Texas Wildscapes is more than a backyard program. It applies to rural properties as well. Even community parks, business offices, church, schools, and apartments can be involved. You can do more than just attract birds. Every species has its own specific habitat requirements. If you know those requirements, chances are good that whatever you desire, butterflies, frogs, or turtles, will be visiting your site. To create a wildscape, begin by inventorying your yard. Drought-tolerant plants attractive to a variety of wildlife may already exist in your yard. Don't remove plants that require little maintenance or watering unless they detract from the design. Use native and well-adapted plants to create an earth-kind environment. Before installing plants, know their height at maturity. A 4-inch potted plant may turn into a 10-foot shrub. This will avoid planting in the wrong locations. Plant to create a multi-layered effect, offering tall, medium, and short plants grouped together in a tiered arrangement is very appealing to wildlife. Include evergreen plants in your design. They keep their leaves year-round, offering cover for wildlife throughout the year. Choose a selection of plants that bloom or fruit at various times of the year, so there is always food for wildlife. Supplement with clean bird feeders if natural food sources are lacking or becoming established. Add a water source to your landscape. It's important to offer clean water to wildlife year-round. Water can be provided easily in the form of a simple pan, bird bath, or shallow pool. Snags, which are dead or dying trees, can be left standing to provide cavity nesting sites. Supplement with nest boxes when natural tree cavities are lacking. Install berms or mounds and use curved lines to add interest. Rock walls and logs can be attractive features while providing homes for butterflies, lizards, and other small wildlife. Planting in the cool season, late or early spring, will allow trees, shrubs, and hardy perennials to establish before the hot, dry summer. Use earth-kind principles and practices to maintain your wildscape, including the use of compost and organic sources of fertilizer to supply nutrients to plants. Use 2 to 4 inches of mulch to reduce weeds and the need for water. Recycle leaves and grass clippings by composting and using as mulch. Activities like Texas Parks and Wildlife's Wildscape program can assist in creating a healthy and sustainable landscape environment while establishing native habitat for birds and other living creatures. For more information, we invite you to visit our website at earthkind.tamu.edu.